We take for granted what the process is of coffee. It's a cherry, it's a fruit, it's grown on, on trees and picked by hand when it's ripe. It's a fruit, so we all eat fruit. We know that you want your fruit to be ripe, to be sweet. We deal with people who pay attention to those details of picking ripe cherries, and then they carry them down and they have to get the seed out. The coffee bean is the seed of that cherry. And then they send it across the world to a roaster. And then when you roast that coffee, you have about a week to 2 weeks of its peak time, and then it starts to fade. So when we get coffee, which is twice a week here, we're dealing with coffee that's very freshly roasted, and that's also shipped right away from farms to our roasters. To get the best out of it, we have to use the best equipment, and we have to have the best approach to making that a delicious cup of coffee or a fantastic shot of espresso. It's a process that if you really pay attention, you get something remarkable out of this. But I could just as easily take that coffee that was so carefully cared for all the way till it got to me and just screw it totally up. And that's a lot of responsibility. I don't know any other bar that does this, but we weigh all of our espresso, the coffee that goes into the portafilter, we weigh it all down to an exact weight. We know exactly what we want our coffee to come out weighing. We know immediately if something's going in the wrong direction, if the weight's getting less, that I need to make my beans a little bit coarser so that more water will run through quicker, and I'll get a higher weight. And if I get a higher weight, then I need to go a little bit finer so that I can slow things down to get the weight that I need to get. One of the ways that you can definitely make your coffee much better is just by throwing away more coffee that doesn't meet your standard and say, I'm not gonna serve that because I know that that's not gonna taste right. And I don't care that I'm gonna back up the line another 30 seconds because I'm gonna do this drink again. But that person paid $3.75 for a latte or $2.75 for an espresso. Like, I'm not gonna give them a bad drink just to get the line moving. Like, that's not what we do. As more shops do that, people are gonna taste greater and greater coffee, and like they're never gonna even think about going back to some chain because that'll just be like going back to McDonald's for burgers, It just doesn't work.